Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to a good old-fashioned sore hands practice log. Yeah, I'm ready to jump into this one. Alright, let's go ahead and make our way to the chair, and I will talk about what we're gonna do today. I'll see you there. Hey, how we doing? Oh, yeah. It's 6:26 right now. It's a little chilly in my apartment, so we're gonna stay bundled up. I think the camera's a little high. It's fine. What is this? Yeah, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. A lot of things have been happening in my practice. I know that I come across as pretty, doom and gloom about, my guitar progress a lot of times, which might not resonate, because I do actually feel like I've made a lot of progress, especially recently, too. Because to be honest with you, maybe, 2 months ago, between, 6 and 2 months ago, that 3-month period, I was kind of just cruising and just, not getting any better. Because getting better, you have to push yourself. I feel like we all go through phases in our practice, and by all of us, I mean, me specifically. These are my observations. I find that if I don't push myself to actually improve things, I just typically won't, which is not good. That's definitely not good, and I was definitely going through a period where I just kind of wasn't getting better, and I've been pushing myself recently, and I've been doing that through a few ways, and you guys know if you've been watching, one of them is intensive scale work. Been working a lot with scales, and I'm going to make a scale update video pretty soon, basically a month after my last rest stroke shorts scale video, and I'm going to make another learning scales from YouTube Shorts maybe, and I think I'm pretty pleased with the progress that I made in my rest stroke scales, and I'm noticing that it comes through in all my pieces too. Even though I don't usually use rest stroke, I find that it's just making my fingers better. I have a better command over everything. So, that's kind of exciting. Other than that, Christmas is coming up. I have stuff planned for Christmas, but I'll go ahead and warn you, I think the week of Christmas, that's going to be probably the first time ever since this channel's conception, is that a gross word to use, that I won't be uploading regularly. It might only be 2 or 3 videos that week. 3 at the max, hopefully. I'm going to try to not post as much, because I need to just not post just for a week. Alright, so anyways, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Let's get started. Alright, I'd like to take a look at some comments from the Are You Stuck in the Intermediate Rut video, because there are a lot of good ones on there. Here we go. Alright, so this one is from friend of the channel, Mikubri. Friend of the channel, like I said, lute player, I believe, from the Discord. I see you in the Discord. I agree with most of what you're saying. I wonder what I was saying. I wish we could get a recap going. After all that, why have you not been working with a teacher regularly for the past 14 months or whatever, if you know it should benefit you? Okay, yeah, so I was talking about, how important having a teacher is, and even in my personal practice, I do understand that throughout this whole experience, doing sore hands, because you've witnessed, 15 or so months of practice, relatively dedicated practice. I know that there are some issues in some of my pieces, especially, when it comes to becoming content with some sections that just get flubbed, most times I play it, or all times I play it, really. That's stuff that a teacher can just point out, immediately. And that's just stuff that's, easily fixable. I don't know if it's hard to notice on your own, but fixing stuff like that takes inherent effort, right? And so it is just beginning to practice. And sometimes, without being pushed, all the effort we have is just to practice, or practice as in, just play through our music, and then it's okay, I'm done. We don't always want to, dive deep into something and actually improve it and change it. Change is hard. Homeostasis, right? I imagine that your brain probably has a bit of that too, where it knows the piece, and if you have to change something to the piece that you've already spent so long memorizing, your brain might try to fight you a little bit. I don't know. Or at least you didn't mention taking regular lessons with anybody. I know you're going for a master's, but even while not in school, that's a great question, Meek Kubri. I didn't take regular lessons, but I did take a few lessons with Chris McDonald, doctoral graduate, Dr. McDonald, actually. Spelled MC, not M-A-C. Spelled like the restaurant. I know you guys are trying to throw an A in there, because you're surely it's not like the fast food chain, but it is. It really is. I haven't been taking regular lessons, which, keep in mind, ever since I was 11, all the way up until the age of 22, I was in regular guitar lessons. So I've lived most of my guitar career taking guitar lessons. The past, almost 4 years, this is the only time I haven't been in guitar lessons. And yeah, I agree, 4 years, or almost 4 years, is a really long time to be out of guitar lessons, especially when I have a lot of improvements to make already. Because I could highly benefit from, professor-level guitarists, obviously. Yeah, but keep in mind, I haven't been practicing guitar for all of those 4 years, because I think there's a pretty common thing that happens when you get a music degree. It doesn't matter if it's jazz or classical. I've seen this in a lot of degreed musicians that I've met. A year to 2 years after getting your degree, you just kind of stop working on music, or you stop stop playing the kind of music that you were working on in your degree. The first year and a half out of college, it was pretty much all just dedicated to jazz, and that's where I really got into the weeds with jazz and started like transcribing Charlie Parker and like writing out my solos for Donna Lee and Giant Steps and all that stuff. And yes, I wrote out my solos. I'm not a jazz expert. You guys know by the Jacob Coyer video, I can barely hear a 2-5-1. I can't hear anything. Which, by the way, a 2-5-1 random chords, deal with it. I got a lot of heat from that from the last video, but it's fine. I almost want to argue with it. The arguments that I would have, first off, I'm hearing that on an electric piano sound, which already makes me like skittish with whatever harmony I'm hearing. I have no idea what notes sound like on electric piano. There's just something different about it. Just that timbre is so like grounded and just all the notes blend together so well. And I was calling more like the embellishments the random chords, like not the two, but when he like, you know, is like embellishing around the two and stuff. Like there's a lot of that I was listening to in post, and it's just like, yeah, like, okay, like I get it. But you know, the video's already made. What am I gonna refilm it? I thought the video was funny. I'll get into the Jacob Coyer video later, I'm sure. What were we talking about? Yeah, so I spent like the first year and a half just studying jazz, just getting really into that. So I didn't need a classical teacher then, which I've probably told this story before. If you remember, I was gonna originally get my master's degree right after my undergrad, and the professor that I wanted to work with, he retired like sort of suddenly. I already had the audition done and everything, but I had barely any rep memorized anyway. I just wasn't like as invested into classical at the time. I was just taking a break because it had been like all I thought about for like years and years. So that's like normal to do. I'm sure I'll take another jazz break at some point too. Maybe after my master's degree, or maybe not. I don't know. I've reached like a new level with classical, like at least mentally, where I really do feel like I could just play it forever. Oh, and even though I was taking a break from classical, I still played everything on the classical guitar. I just love how jazz sounds on it. I do think the classical guitar is like the best form of guitar. So my teacher left me with a bunch of pieces to work on anyways, and when I did get back into classical, I started working on those pieces. That was like brushing up the Sor Mozart variations and Capriccio Arabe, Julia Florida, and that's also around when I started working on the fugue, BWV 1001 fugue. And then I started my practice for like a year, and then I started this YouTube channel because I became like more and more focused in my practice. Really, the start of this thing was to sort of act as my own teacher and like listen to myself and try to find where my issues are, and of course also like document my practice. And since then, this has developed into like an entertainment slash educational, but mostly entertainment, and like the education is just me sharing my opinions as a guitarist that is at my level, which you can determine what that level is. I think I'm pretty good. I mean, come on now. That's like the educational factor. It's not like actual like research education or anything like that. It's like testimonial education. That's what this is, right? This is my testimony. Thanks for listening. So in combination with all those things, and especially having had a teacher like all throughout my life, I think it was good for me to sort of work on stuff on my own and try to get better on my own and see how am I at that. And I think I am getting pretty good at it. In combination with everything I do, mind you, I also spend a lot of time focusing on my guitar playing, like between the YouTube channel and then like actually practicing and all that. I spend like an unreasonable, for most people, amount of time working on things. But for not having a teacher for so long, I have a really clear idea of what I actually want in my teacher now. And I have a pretty good idea of what my deficits are and stuff that I need to work on. And sometimes it just helps to be told things you already know. Like we all kind of know the truth, like stuff we need to do. And then when somebody that you respect tells you, it's just like, okay, yeah, you're right. I knew this is what I was supposed to do, but now I have like your permission to just like actually do it. It's nice being guided. Because without a teacher and like how I feel, like it really is just sort of shooting in the dark and hoping you hit stuff. It's nice having guidance. And I'm at a point now where I'm so ready to be taught because of this like year and a half, 2-year period that I've been working on my own. I'm just gonna soak up like so much from any professor that I work with, and I'll really gain from it. But yeah, that's my excuse for not getting a teacher. Also, like I teach a lot and I'm super busy, especially with the YouTube channel. I work so much on this. I don't know. It's easy to just let time go by. God, you know how much other stuff I haven't done? I need to like figure out my taxes situation. Don't tell anybody that. Like the end of the year is coming up. Oh God, there's so much stuff I need to do. I think my health insurance might have ended. I don't think it did, but I need to make sure it didn't. It at the very least went up. I know it went up. I think it's fine. Yeah, there's just a lot of crap to deal with. I'm sort of just looking at starting the master's degree. It's just like, I'll get a teacher then. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep practicing on my own. There's still so much stuff I want to work on. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers this one. This can be a short one. There's gonna be a video Friday as per usual. But then after that, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Alright, I'd say that it's about time that we get to the practicing part of this. So, I will see you there. Hey, how you doing? I forgot my camera stand, so the angle's a little awkward. I've been practicing in the closet, as I do. I don't know if I'll go too far into my practice right now, because I kind of just want to play for you while I'm warm. But I worked a lot on scales, of course, as you guys can imagine, as well as the new Fugue 997. Made some new ground in that one. And I've been thinking about the Morel Sonatina. Something that I've been talking about a lot is just like, can you actually play some of the stuff slow? And a lot of the Morel Sonatina, there's just little things that I don't know, I just can't really get to come out. So I've been doing a lot of like little focusing stuff on that. So I'm just going to play the first movement. We're going to see where it is. You know, a lot of the stuff might not come out immediately. So it might just sound like the same old Sonatina to you. But you know, we're working on it. Anyways, here's where it's at. well, that's where that's at. There are still obvious places that need to be fixed, but I do feel, I don't know, I had to listen to it. I think the quality of that was better than it usually is. So it's just about refining it now. It's got to refine that music that you've been working on for years and years. Now is the time to actually get it solid. Don't keep playing the same old thing like a loser, even though you are a loser. Loser guitarist. Not an actual loser, though. Try to remember that. Other than that, scales. There's going to be a scale update video pretty soon. I've been working on Raschiato. Yeah, I won't spoil it too much. Yeah, there's little things too when I play, like little like nail sounds that keep coming out. You know, you hear it in there. Like just little inconsistencies in some of the parts that aren't even that hard. So that's stuff that in the future I'm gonna like keep looking at. Just playing like this right here. Can I play that with like no garbage? You hear a little bit of stuff in there that just really makes it ooh, oh god. No, it's just a little bit of stuff in there that really makes it sound like not a good recording and just kind of an amateur recording, which is, you know, not what we want. We want it to sound good. Anywho, that's what I'm doing. All right, well, you already saw a chair portion video, so, you know, hope you enjoyed that. Hope I said something insightful and not like stupid and annoying. Try to toe that line, you know? Yeah, well, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe, leave a like. Get some merch from Rutin's Delight. Right now I'm wearing a Nirvana hoodie. Sorry. Nirvana didn't care about their counterpoint. Are you kidding me? Parallel fifths. Can you guys not go? Attention to counterpoint. I'm completely just kidding. I'm just being stupid. It's classical music jokes. Get angry at me, please. Oh man, I didn't know there's so many Nirvana fans in the comments, Jesus. As if I don't love Nirvana myself. Like, screw you. Okay, sorry, I don't know who I'm getting angry at right now. Yeah, merch, get some merch. Hey, guitar lessons. Want some guitar lessons? I'll teach you how to play guitar. I think that covers everything. Oh yeah, comment, questions, all that stuff. All right, that covers everything. I'll see you in the next one.